It followed confusion over Mr Corbyns' views on Britain's future links with Brussels. The letter, sent to NEC Chairman Andy Kerr, warned that many MPs were deeply disappointed about the lack of work on European policy under the hard-left Labour leader. As a democratic institution, which prides itself on informed debate and comradely discussion, we believe it is imperative that this omission is corrected before the National Policy Forum meets in Leeds next weekend, the letter said. Brexit is the single biggest issue facing our country and our members deserve a say. This should be a deliberative process, such as that which has historically been enabled by our policy commissions, and should culminate in a full debate at party conference later this year. Frustration is growing and goes beyond the usual suspects who've argued for a single market outcome from the start. A Labour MP, this is not a fringe issue and should not be treated as such. The letter said Labour should be committed to keeping Britain in the EU's single market and customs union. It added, whilst the easiest way to stay in the single market and customs union would be to remain in the EU, we acknowledge the result of the referendum and believe that at the very least we have a responsibility to limit the damage associated with a reckless and cavalier Tory Brexit. We also have a responsibility to future generations to ensure that the next Labour Prime Minister can deliver an anti-austerity programme which will lead to the fairer, less divided, more equal and more sustainable country to which we all aspire. Get a Labour MPs launched today. An attempt to wrest control of European policy from Jeremy Corbyn. Warning follows a Commons revolt by 60 Labour MPs against the party leadership's Brexit stance. One Labour MP said frustration is growing and goes beyond the usual suspects who've argued for a single market outcome from the start. The MP added to not even be discussing Brexit at the party's policy-making forum is making them question whether or not to join the 50 MPs who've been consistently voting against the whip on Europe for the last number of months. A Labour spokesman said the National Policy Forum considers policy issues through 8 policy commissions. That includes Britain's exit from the EU, which is the responsibility of the International Commission, the Commission and wider NPF. Are looking at the issue this year in meetings, evidence sessions and by considering all submissions received.